Hey there! This video will show you how to play the Ionic compound formula board game. So first I'm going to read the directions. 1, open the Jamboard slide number, which is the same as your breakout room number. That will be given to you on a separate document. Your Jamboard will look like this. Okay, I'm going back to my board. 2, you're going to roll the dice, move your game piece, and follow the directions on the Jamboard to determine the formula. Notice there's a little line here because these are the directions for after you determine the formula. Okay, so how do I, number 2, roll my dice and then move my game piece? Right above layout, right above start is the dice. We roll our die. It says I rolled a 5, woohoo! So I'll click OK to close that and I'll move my game piece 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just lay it next to it so that I can still read what it says. Okay, so follow the directions in the Jamboard to determine the formula. I know I have sodium sulfide. I have my periodic table ready to go. Okay, so the Jamboard says, show your work to determine the chemical formula. List the ions which add up to a charge of 0. Don't erase the board. Go to number 5 on the board to check your answers. So say after you read all that, you forget what you were doing. So you go back to see you're doing sodium sulfide, go back to your Jamboard, which has that little J orange icon. So then you could select your tool you want to draw with. The pen is better for writing. You could select your color. Okay, so I'll just pick blue here. You could choose to draw with your tracking pad or your stylus. Most all of you should have a stylus. So once again, we are doing sodium sulfide. So again, if you forget, because I was talking. So here we go. So I'm going to write Na, and I know it's in group 1, so it's a +1 charge. S is in group 6, so it is a -2 charge since S gains 2 electrons to have a full outer shell of 8. So I know that a +1 and a -2 is going to add up to be a -1. That doesn't add up to a charge of 0. So what am I going to add to get that charge to equal 0? I'm going to add another Na. And so now I can see that my total positive charge for my sodium ions is +2, and from my sulfur ion, it's a -2. I can see when I add those charges up, they end up to be 0. So from this work, I can figure out the formula is sodium sulfide is Na2S. Okay, so I write a subscript of 2 to say there are 2 sodiums. There's no number 1 written to show that means it's automatically 1 sulfur there. So just like I explained to you, you will explain to your opponent when you're writing on the Jamboard, don't erase the board, use the other spaces to write down your work. So don't write too big or too small so you can fit more on there, okay? So now it says to go to the number 5 on the board slide to check your answers. So here it is, my board slide. Put these slides in present mode. Use the button in the upper right. That's up here. Click the link to reveal the correct work and answer. 7, move back to your spot if you are wrong, stay if you're right. 8, the next player will repeat steps 2 through 7. They'll do the same thing. They'll roll the die and take their turn. Okay, so I'm going to put this in present mode and see if I'm right for sodium sulfide. So when I put in present mode, I can see where my game piece is right here. So I click here and I wait for it to load. It's not going to load right away because it's a whole set of slides. There it is, sodium sulfide. I can click back to my Jamboard to see if my work matches the answer on the present mode. The answer on the present mode slide, wherever it went. There it is, okay? And when we're done, we close that tab. See, it says close this tab. Yay. So what I've decided then, when I close that tab, and I go back to my game board, okay, there's my piece, so I can stay because I'm right. If I was wrong, I'd go back to the start. And now it's my partner's turn. Again, to go back to their turn, you have to escape out of the game so that they can roll their die. So you hit the escape button. Thank you, and have fun playing.